Hello, everyone, and welcome. Do feel comfortable. We will start in a minute, but please, in the chat, let me know if you can hear me well and if you can see me well. Put a plus to let me know that you can hear and the sound is okay. Great. Thank you very much. Well, welcome once again, and thank you for spending this time with us. And let's get to know each other. I wonder where you come from. So, what country do you come from? Can you please let me know in the chat? Great, great. I can see some of our students with us. Um, Great to see you back. I will share my presentation. Okay, looks like the host has disabled sharing. Give me a sec. Claim host. Okay. I'll need to log in. Just a sec. A little technical problem here.
Sure.
Good, Amin. So here is the presentation and let's start right from the beginning. So today we'll talk about the secret formula of becoming an IT recruiter. And believe me, I'm the top IT recruiter in Estonia. I know what I'm talking about and I'm happy to share my knowledge with you. And let's get to know each other. What do you do? I'm actually seeing your comments right now in the chat. So who are you? Are you a fresh IT recruiter? Do you want to become an IT recruiter, or you are actually working in HR? So do let me know so I know how hardcore I should do. I should go in this lesson. Welcome, Finland. So are you fresh? Are you experienced recruiter? Are you from IT? Are you from HR department? Do let me know. Not a recruiter. Hello, my dear Ekaterina, who is also actually a teacher at our course. You are the IT specialist. You are the spy from the other world here. Okay, so HR recruitment lead. I'm glad to see you're from different levels, and I promise all of you will get something valuable, something useful to know today, no matter at which level of recruitment you are right now. So let's start. But you can continue chatting with each other. I have no problem with that. We don't get to see colleagues very often, so do enjoy talking to each other. And while I speak, sharing your experience and impressions. But today, I will concentrate on the secret formula of becoming IT recruiter, and that's what you will find out during the next 1.5 hours. I'll tell you how to become the top of the IT recruiter, how to become trusted by candidates, how to become respected by clients if you work for an agency or your team, and how to actually understand the 50 shades of gray of your IT roles, the roles you're hiring for. And what's more important probably for the beginners is how to gain the self-confidence when you are in IT recruitment. So you will get a lot of answers to your questions today. And we will also kick off our sales, our legendary technical competence course sales. By the way, do let us know if you have completed our course and you are in the chat. So say hello and share your success story with us. And we got some present for you. If you stay until the end of this webinar, I'll share a secret word with you, and with this secret word, you can get a present from us. This is a fantastic present, by the way. You can get a test which will help you to test your skills and your competence as recruiter, as HR, IT recruiter, and see where you are strong and where you might still have some knowledge gaps, so you will understand what you could learn to get even better. So stay with us and get the present. Look out for the secret word. And here are the house rules. When I talk about my work, I can, nobody can stop me, but I will try to fit into 1.5 hours today. But of course, I have my dear colleagues in the chat who can always let me know, Yulia, slow down. We have to get back. So 1.5 hours is the maximum, I promise, but I really hope to get to share a lot of information with you during this time. And to get the maximum from this webinar, do please put your phone aside, get a notepad and pencil down good ideas. Maybe you could actually share some good ideas with your colleagues afterwards. They're missing out a lot, aren't they? And of course, you can ask us anything in the chat. I will actually look at the chat every now and again, but my dear colleagues from IT talent team will also answer your questions if you get lost. So don't hesitate to ask anything. And please, you are probably HRs and recruiters, and you know how important feedback is, right? So feedback consists of 2 words, feed and back. And I would be so happy if you feed me back after this webinar and ping me in LinkedIn. Let me know if this lesson was useful for you and what you have learned. Okay, so these are the simple rules. So let's kick off. Fasten your seat belts, and I really promise it's going to be fun. Once again, if you don't know me, I'm Yulia Jolkin. Yes, I'm Yulia. And I'm the founder of one of the top IT recruitment agencies in Estonia. IT Talent was founded in 2014, so that makes 8 years. But I've been in recruitment in HR industry for 17 years. Don't look at the number, I'm not that old. I just started early. So, but I'm also speaking at different conferences. I'm really eager to share my knowledge. So, but I've been there. 8 years ago, I was a fresh IT recruiter as well. And I know how you feel. I know how you feel. When I just started 8 years ago, by the way, I have a HR background. So at some point I decided, okay, I will go into recruitment because I enjoy hiring people instead of firing them. So I enjoy recruitment most of all. So I started my career, and back in 2014, there were no good courses. I had to find all the information myself. And of course, I had to learn from my mistakes, my own mistakes. And believe me, I had tough time. I don't know if you feel the same. Please put a plus in the comments so I don't feel alone here, but I did have a tough time. First of all, my self-confidence suffered a lot when I was contacting programmers, candidates for developers roles. They were not very nice to me sometimes. And I was really afraid to contact them. I was really afraid to ask questions because some of them were mean to me, So my self-confidence got suffered a lot. And the worst thing I could do back then is to post something on LinkedIn, and man, they had no mercy in the comments. So they were quite sarcastic, in the comments, and it looked like it was their favorite thing to do, to actually tease, bully some recruiters. And I remember, I don't know how much courage I had to go to a programmer's Facebook group and post something. They had no mercy at all, and they were so sarcastic. And they said, like, why do we need recruiters? Do you really need to study to become a recruiter? They thought it was so easy. You just take the CVs and then you just send reject to everyone, right? So they were really mean to me, and I was not very confident at my job. And the worst thing would happen to me. Okay, this is my very like personal story, but this is the highlight of my fuck ups, as a recruiter. As I said, I've learned from my mistakes, okay? So I remember back in 2016 or 17, I started recruiting Elixir programmers. I don't know if you know what Elixir programming language is about, but it was quite a unique role I was hiring for, and I was building one of the first Elixir programmer teams in Estonia. So I was bold enough to go to a dev club. This is like a community of programmers, mostly backenders. So I decided to go there, talk to them, headhunt them. And that was actually a meetup about Elixir. And imagine me being so full of myself, me and just a couple of other girls in the audience. And I'm listening to a speaker talking about Elixir, and I see that was a very embarrassing moment. I see that he's talking about how Elixir language was created, and he pulls out a picture of the founder of Elixir and his GitHub. His name is Jose Valim. And I just realized that I just sent him an email and I offered him a job. So how bold is that, and how stupid is that to offer a job to the creator of this programming language? So that was my total fuck up moment. And of course, these programmers, they look at me like an alien, like, what are you doing here? Are you lost, girl? And I got so pissed off, with this attitude, with not giving a chance to recruiters, with me, myself, not understanding things. And I had to pretend sometimes that I do understand and smile back when they were talking. And I was like smiling back with a very interested face, not knowing what they're talking about. But I got so pissed off with this, I decided that I'm going to learn this. You guys will come to me for advice. You will come to me. I will not be chasing you. Okay, so challenge accepted. So what did I do? I ordered these books. By the way, if you readers, if you love books, this is not the easy way. But if you really want to learn technical competence, you might start from this middle book. So I ordered books from Amazon. This is not something you can download online and read for free. So I started with reading the books. Back in those times, unfortunately, there were no courses about technical competence. So I had to take the long way. So I had to spend like 8 years to learn the technical competence. So I started learning, and I thought, okay, I will learn what this whole thing is about, and I will come to this dev club and speak at this event, and I will see how they actually accept me or not. But someday they will come to me for advice. That's what I told myself. Okay, I was much younger and had much more courage, but finally I did it, and I spoke at this event. I was sweating like hell. I was so nervous because that was just me and a couple of other girls, and all these back-end programmers, looked at me. And, they looked at me, they smiled. Okay, they didn't laugh at this time, but they smiled, and they were thinking like, you must be an alien. What are you doing here? You have so much courage. So I kind of realized that they respect me for the courage, not for the knowledge. But I got accepted, and they started taking recruiters seriously because of my speeches at the dev club, at these meetups. I changed the way they perceived recruiters. And I talked to them about sourcing, about how to upgrade their LinkedIn accounts and write CVs, and how important the GitHub was, and so on. So they took me seriously. And now, you see, I got the socks from Dev Club I was acknowledged as a Dev Club speaker, and now they trust me and they come to me for advice. for career advice, and they come to me to ask me how much the salaries are in the market. Is this company good or not? Can you help me? I lost my job. So they trust me because I understand, I care, and I share. And here are my magic red shoes, which were with me back that day when I stepped up and spoke at the team, at the meetup. So do I have any courage people or any alien recruiters who have been actually performing at meetups for programmers, for developers? Say hello in the chat, you brave people. I'm sure you were also quite nervous. But anyways, nowadays, I'm the recruiter of the year in Estonia. Yeah, this year I was awarded to be the recruiter of the year in Estonia. And I'm leading a fantastic team, and we are one of the top recruitment agencies in Estonia. Oh, year after year, we get to the top 10 or 20. So I know what I'm talking about, believe me. And that's not it. I actually got awarded to be the recruiter of the year for sharing my knowledge with other recruiters, for influencing the recruitment market and profession overall, because in 2020 we kicked off courses for recruiters, started sharing our knowledge, and since then we have trained 170 recruiters. And I'm really, really proud of you guys. Say hello in the chat if you are here. I'm really following your success, and every time I see you get promotion, I feel that I do something right. So enough talking about me. Let's talk about the formula, about the secret formula of becoming the top IT recruiter. What do you think? Who is the top IT recruiter? What are they like? What do they do? What makes them special? Can you please suggest who is the top IT recruiter? What do they do? What makes them special? In the chat, talk to me, please. So what distinguishes a top IT recruiter?
Can I answer?
I would appreciate if you answer in the chat, okay? Can you mute yourself? Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, so let's do it in the chat. I'm happy to listen, but afterwards. So in the chat, what makes the top IT recruiter? And of course, I'm here to help you. I'm here to create Google skills. You know something about sourcing, that's right. Respects the candidates, absolutely. And what else? What makes them to be trusted by candidates, to be respected by the teams? Okay, let me also help you. Anna, thank you. The best IT recruiter is the person who can hire the most suitable candidates on time. How do they know how to find the suitable candidates? Understands, shares, and cares. Absolutely. Being transparent after clients, only clients and candidates contact you. Okay, so keep sharing your ideas, and I will share my thoughts about this. So I think that a top IT recruiter is someone who is trusted by the candidates, respected by the clients or technical team if you are in-house, who is confident, right? Who understands the business needs and offers good candidate experience. That's all about the respect to the candidates, right? And gives to take. Do you know what that means? You give to take. So you share your content, your posts, you consult, and so you give to take. So this is my understanding of the top IT recruiter. In other words, well said, somebody who understands, cares, and shares, right? But let's go into details about this one. The formula is Here is the formula: understands, cares, and shares. And the results of this understanding, caring, and sharing is always earning pretty good money, because really good technical recruiters earn salary at the level of good programmers. They are unique. So to become the unique, you need to understand, care, and share. And understand what? Here is the point. Technical competence, that's what we are talking about. So understand the technical competence. What is technical competence? It is the knowledge and the ability to actually hire for IT industry, for IT roles, to understand the business needs. It's not just a skill, but it's the knowledge and ability. You have to know a lot of things to understand IT industry, right? So let's talk about technical competence in details. What should you know? Why should you know it? And how should you learn it? Let's concentrate on what and why. But about the how, I really have to share it with you, because I found the best way how to learn technical competence. And it was so obvious, it was so on the surface, and I didn't realize it back when I was a fresh recruiter. I will share it with you a little later, but we'll start from what and why, right? So come on, do you fake it? Do you sometimes actually say, oh yeah, you smile and you pretend that you understand the question, or you understand what they're talking about? Do you fake it? Come on, admit it. Yes, no, admit it, never. Am I the only one who's faking sometimes? Admit it. Come on, it's okay. It's okay to not know everything. Yep. So yes, we all do it sooner or later, and it's totally okay. We can't know everything, right? It's totally okay. You have nothing to be ashamed of. What's not okay is not to go and Google it afterwards. That's what's not okay, is not to ask questions. So we have to learn. It's okay to pretend something sometimes, but it's not okay to not to try to understand it later on, right? So believe me, technical competence is not rocket science. I've seen people pick it up quite quickly. I've seen our students learn it with just 1 or 2 months. It's not rocket science. It's just something else to learn, right? Like a language, like, I don't know, learning to ride a bike, you know. First you kind of fall down all the time, but then you remember how to do it. You're not even thinking about it. So let me explain what you need to know to be technically competent, right? Technical competence is about understanding the business needs. It's about finding and screening profiles. Why you need to know this? Well, why you need to know this competence? When you know why, then how is way easier to find out, right? So when you're working in-house or you're working in an agency, you need to find people, screen profiles, see if they fit or not. You need to engage them, right? To get their interest. You need to interview them. And of course, if you hire in the recruitment level, you need to help the business. You need to consult the business, maybe forecast the future needs or understand the business needs. And of course, you are expected to read between the lines when you are more serious, right? But you need the technical competence, first of all, to speak the same language with your candidates and your team to make sure you understand. When you are good at it, no words needed. You will read between the lines, right? So why you need it? You have a whole list of reasons for that. And now let's talk about what you need to know, okay? And so everybody gets something today, juniors, middles, and seniors. I've prepared some questions, which now you can ask yourself, do you know what it stands for? So what do you need to know? You need to know how software products are built. right? Overall, just to understand how the whole industry works. How are they built? Do they have some, I don't know, process, some rules, some methodology? And you need this to understand the context of your product, of your project. And of course, you need to understand what kind of roles are needed in each stage of the project, right? So you need to understand what these people do and when they will be needed. So ask yourself now, test yourself. Do you know what SDLC stands for? I wonder if you do. If you have been our student, you should definitely know this. So any idea what this SDLC stands for? Ask yourself, check how good you are at technical competence. Well, software development life cycle is the correct answer. So everything is done in a cycle. Yeah, we always have the beginning and the end. So software products are built also in a cycle, different stages, then planning stage, designing stage, then implementing, then testing, and then deploying, and all that stuff. So SDLC stands for Software Development Life Cycle. When you know the software development cycle, you understand how the products are built, how to start, how to finish, what to think about. So are you surprised? Well, this is soup, this is borscht. And in our course, we have this picture to explain how software development life cycle goes. Because we use very vivid images and simple explanations to explain hard things, complex things. So imagine if you invited your friends over and you cooked a soup, right? So what do you do? First of all, you plan who is coming. Are they vegetarian, or do they eat pork, or what kind of like beetroot you want to buy? So you're planning your resources, your time, you're planning your potential customers' needs, right? And then you buy the products. Then you cook the soup and then you deliver it, right? And before delivering it, you will test it. So that's exactly how the software development life cycle goes. First, you're planning your resources and what you do, what kind of components and features should be in the product. Then you design it. Then you maybe write down a specification like a recipe, or maybe you want to go write down a shopping list. Then you actually produce the product, then you test it, right? Then you deploy it. You will be delivering to the in the plates on the table, right? And you will be thinking like what kind of plates you will choose, whether it's going to be getting cold faster or not. So you will be thinking about deploying your soup. And of course, you would like to analyze the results and ask everyone how they like your soup. Should be more salty, sweeter, and then you will start thinking about how to modify the soup for the next time, right? Maybe you can serve a little bit of schnapps next to it, or some bitter bread or whatever. So you analyze the results. So as simple as that, we explain complex things as well. Software development life cycle. Software products are built in a certain order of stages. So you have to understand the context. Let's move on. And the roadmap of the product. Do you know what roadmap of the product means? When your team is designing, implementing, delivering some software product, you need to understand this to be able to answer the candidate's questions. And of course, close the deal, because no one wants to accept a job offer if they don't understand what they are expected to do, what their targets are, right? So you need to know the roadmap of your product if you're hiring for an IT team, to be able to explain it. And ask yourself now, do you understand what is the current stage of your project? Is it prototype? Is it MVP, beta, or is it in maintenance stage? Ask yourself, do you understand this? And of course, Can you explain to anyone what are the goals of your team? What is the roadmap of your product for the next 3, 6, and 12 months? As an HR and recruiter facing the candidates, you should definitely know these things. Okay. And this is one of the pictures we also have in our lessons. When we explain the MVP, beta, and launch product, and the understanding like what could go wrong during producing a software product. So yes, it's quite complicated to deliver exactly what was actually planned at the beginning. So, roadmap of the product. Next, who is who in your project? If you're hiring for an IT team, do you understand how they interact with each other? Who is responsible? Who is accountable? Who is doing what? And who is taking the responsibility? So you need to know this to be able to answer the candidate's questions, of course, when you will be doing the first screening call or first meeting with the candidate. And how are all these people connected? Who is responsible for the result? So we explain different roles and the differences between these roles so you understand it better as well. And then you go to your own team and ask them questions. So ask yourself, do you as a technical recruiter understand the difference between the project manager, product owner, and Scrum Master? Do you understand the difference? Who is who? Actually, we have a whole lesson about this. It's a little bit hard to understand, but this is also a picture where we explain how things work in IT. When the stakeholder has an idea, comes to the product owner prioritizes tasks in a product backlog, and Scrum Master is helping to plan the sprint, and they discuss what is this sprint backlog, plan the sprint for each time, and then the team is doing something, then they have the retro meeting and deliver the features to the stakeholder and then plan the next team. So we explain exactly how these people are connected to each other and who doing what and who is responsible for every particular thing. You need to understand this about your own team as well. This is very important. Next, the technical stack of the project. Basically, why? You need to find out, of course, to be able to source these candidates, to find them, to explain about your project, to engage them, to get their answer you, right? And of course, that's the first mistake everybody is doing when they become IT recruiters, mixing up Java and JavaScript and all that stuff. But remember, IT candidates, they don't even reply to a message if you don't mention the technical stack of the project. If you're saying we're looking for a software engineer and you don't mention the programming language or frameworks or something like that, they won't even reply to you. So you need to know all the little details about your project's technology and tech stack. So ask yourself right now, do you know what technologies are used in your project? In front end, in back end, in code? How do you test your code? And how do you orchestrate your containers? Is it monolith or is it microservices? So that's what you should definitely know as an IT recruiter. Of course, when you will be interviewing people, explaining about your project, your processes, you will need to understand how your teams are built, right? What's the structure of the team? Who tests, who deploys? Do we have a functional or cross-functional team? Do you know what that means, by the way? Can you answer the question, is your team functional or cross-functional? Well, let me explain. Cross-functional is when you have, for example, in one team, front-enders, back-enders, testers, product owner, like different people. And functional team is when you actually have like a separate team of designers, separate team of front-enders who are helping all the teams around, right? Or a dedicated team of QAs. So that's functional. So do you have a cross-functional or a functional team? That's also quite a common questions interview candidates ask at the interview. And you should really be the one who understands, cares, and shares, right? Next, how do we do it? The process. So what could you say? Write down in the comments if you are 100% sure. Does your team follow Scrum, Kanban, or Waterfall? Do you make the difference between these things? So how agile is your team? How long are your sprints? How religious are you about agile? Are you ready to answer questions when candidate asks you at the interview? You should be. This is a part of the technical competency. You should understand the methodology your team is using. And the 50 shades of gray of the role. Well, I've seen so many different names of the same roles on the market. Each company really tries to come up with their own option, but you need to understand what stands behind it. And of course, people are hired for certain business needs, for certain responsibilities. So no matter how this role is called, you will need to understand what this person will be actually doing during the next 3, 6, and 12 months, right? And you will need to know what this role is about, what's the responsibility, and of course, what's the potential next move for this role. So you will need to explain it to the candidates and set the expectations right. Think about it. If somebody accepts a job offer and leaves during the first months, that often happens because they have the wrong expectations, right? So we recruiters are totally responsible for setting the expectations right? So ask yourself, can you make a difference between UI designer, UX designer, and a product designer? And which ones do you have in your teams? Do you understand the difference? I'll make it easy for you right now. We're using a lot of images in our course, and that's one of them. Take a close look, and you will forever and ever understand the difference between UX and UI, at least. Right? So UX is all about the usability, right? How we use something. And UI is all about the beautiful stuff, colors, visual design, typography. And mind that the graphical designers are actually responsible for the banners, for the printed materials, for all kind of backgrounds, pictures, and printed magazines and so on. So UI designer and graphical designer are also two different stories, right? So you got to remember that. And there are so many roles that are different, like DevOps and SRE engineer, or project manager and product owner, or I don't know, QA engineer and QA manual QA tester. So you need to understand the difference, and this is a part of technical competence. By the way, this is one of the reviews our students left after the course, saying that they got more than expected, and it's because of this dissected course. Do you know what dissected stands for? When you take little things apart and examine them under the loupe. So that's what we do. We want to take these roles apart and explain to you what they do, what they expect from you as a recruiter, how to find them, how to screen them, and how to make them sign the contract, what motivates them. So we actually take all these roles under the loupe. And during the training, you can understand your own project and your team like your 5 fingers, like the back of your hand, right? And of course, last but not least, you need to really understand motivation. And you might actually assume some things when you look at their profiles in LinkedIn. Now, like a doctor is looking at a blood test, you need to understand these vitals with like half a minute, right? You might assume that they want to work in startup or rather corporate. You might make assumptions. Of course, we test the assumptions later on at the interview, but you will need to understand what's in it for the candidate if he or she accepts your job offer, right? That's how you can engage them. That's how you can personalize your outreach and close the deal. Because this is really, really, really a huge pain for us closing the deal right now. By the way, let me ask you, what is your current offer acceptance rate if you are hiring? Do you experience that it's a bit harder nowadays to make this job offers accepted? Or am I the only one who has this feeling? What's your current offer acceptance rate? So let's say you make 10 offers and how many get usually accepted, or what's the percentage? And I'm sure that you agree with me that closing the deal is one of the hardest stages in recruitment project. You have to really understand what motivates the candidate, what motivation triggers are to push the button, right? And you need to understand the context a lot and understand what the person might be missing to be completely happy. So you need to understand what's for the candidate to speak their language, to build this rapport, and of course, to create emotions with your messages. So get the replies and to make sure that you hit their heart. And prepare now. I'm going to show you a very good thing. Take a screenshot if you need to, because that's going to help you a lot with this one. Ta-da! This is the Maslow pyramid of needs. Have you ever heard about this? Remember, like physiological needs, like we need food and we need and drink, and sex, by the way, is also a physiological need. And then it's a safety need, right? And this social belonging, and then creativity and all that stuff, self-actualization. But this is the Maslow pyramid for IT people. And this is a little different, isn't it? But that will help you to understand what they might need at their next job. If you talk to them and if you find out their motivators, and if you find out what they currently have and what they currently miss, you will be able to find this data, find this button to push and help them close the deal. Well, look, physiological. If everybody needs food and drink, they need more coffee, right? But look, tools, environment and tools are their physiological needs. So they need good computers, good internet, a lot of coffee, and so on. Safety means for them the meaning of their work, and safety means for them the salary, and of course clear career goals. This is safety for them. And social belonging is also vision and community, and having a good manager is about social belonging. Sometimes they say, okay, I have a good job, I have a good salary, but my manager is hard. It's nothing to learn from my team, and our project doesn't really have a vision. Now you understand which level of the pyramid they are. And some of them actually, especially seniors, might miss recognition, might miss the chance to be teaching, mentoring, contributing, like having options, contributing to creating a startup, contributing to raising juniors, and you can understand that, and you can offer them a leading position or a team lead position and so on. So think about this. don't forget about this Maslow pyramid for programmers, and that will help you close the deals way better and raise your offer acceptance rate. Well, I hope this is being interesting for you. Are you finding some useful stuff? But what I'm trying to say is when you want to learn technical competence, you need to understand the connections and give your knowledge structure. You need to understand connections, how people are connected with each other, what stage of the software development life cycle is all about, how are they like responsible to each other, and so on. So create this connections and give your knowledge a structure. And by the way, I haven't introduced my helper Kermit to you. Yeah, we have a mascot in our course, so we are using Kermit just to keep up the good spirit, talking about technical competence, and we'll have a little humor here to actually cheer our students up. So I'm so used to Kermit helping me out that I totally forgot to introduce him. Sorry. So understanding the connections and structure of your knowledge is a really big thing. And here is good news. You don't have to spend 8 years like me, read books and spend a lot of money on this courses and books and so on. You can learn the technical competence and have a game-changing education in technical competence with just 1 month. So 1 month with our help, we can give you the structure to your knowledge and take you through transformation from 0 to hero, from not understanding anything and feeling not confident to actually being respected by your team and trusted by the candidates. This is not the rocket science, believe me. And I know that some of you have done this course, left comments to us, found this course very practical. And here actually is the review of our student this spring. Take a moment to read it before I proceed. By the way, we have a course called IT Recruiter, which has 2 parts. First part is about recruitment and sourcing, and technical competence is the second part. So here in this audience, I know there are some people who are now studying with us sourcing, and they are looking forward to practicing technical competence. And now I would really like to tell you more about this technical competence part, what to expect from the course. If you're still thinking whether to actually become an IT recruiter or actually upgrade your technical competence, technical understanding, this is something for you also. So our course will kick off soon, and duration is 4 weeks, and we are doing it online. We're doing it on a platform that means that you can watch the videos anytime from your desktop or from your mobile phone, but we have some live sessions, so you would need to schedule them in your calendar, of course, and that's what is included in our course. We have 8 educational modules. So it's twice a week we launch a module, and it's 4 weeks, and we practice a lot. So we have live sessions, Q&A sessions with our teachers and mentors, and we actually help you to digest all this information, give even more structure to your knowledge and understand it. And so the whole course is about 50 academic hours. So there are lots of videos, there are live meetings, and there are actually exciting live broadcasts in our closed account in Instagram. And that's not it. You will get a lot of files like mind maps, like IT knowledge base with very detailed explanation of each role with you as a takeaway, which will help you to do your job later on. And these videos are not the only ones. You have a chance to get even more pro level video lessons if you're actually studying time and you keep up the tempo. But I'll tell you all about it a bit later. But what I'm trying to say is the course is hosted in Kajabi platform. It's very convenient. You can watch the videos on the phone or on your desktop. And you have all you need in one place on the Kajabi platform. And we've had students from very different backgrounds. Of course, we have wannabe recruiters or fresh recruiters who just started working as recruiters. They realize that they don't quite understand technical terms and they don't understand people. They might want to need faking a little more often than others. And of course, a lot of HR specialists, superheroes who are doing recruitment and all other stuff also need to understand the business better. They come to study with us. Experienced recruiters, no matter how experienced you are, there's always something to learn. So we still have a lot of experienced recruiters in our groups and HR team leads. I've even had an HR, the head of HR once who actually took our course and sent all of her recruiters from the team to study with the next launch as well. So there's a lot of new stuff for everyone because we teach how to find, how to screen, how to understand, how to interview candidates from each stage of software development lifecycle and each role. And believe me or not, but technical recruiters are so hard to find on the market right now that they are grabbed right from the graduation of the course, or the recruiters who are with us who already work, or HRs who already work, they get promotion within the 6 months after the course. And we are so proud actually following the success. We sometimes repost their posts where they get promoted. And if you become tech savvy, when you become tech competent, you move up, you go to talent acquisition, to IT HR partners, you become the manager because you actually understand the business and the domain. And here are the famous companies where our students work. If you are from Estonia, you probably understand that there are some unicorns as well. And I must say that all this money, all these companies have invested money very well into their employees to teach them recruitment and technical competence and raise their productivity. So 92%, we have calculated 92% of our students receive promotion within 6 months after the course. And here is one of the cases, Amanda. She is actually from Latvia, working from Printful. She came to study with us when she became the talent acquisition manager. Then she went global after the course. And of course, for her, it was super important to understand what this whole technical competence is about and to hire for various IT roles, and to, of course, lead the team as well, help the team understand everything. And another case, I'm especially proud of Irina as well, because she used to be an English teacher at school, and she decided to become an IT recruiter, took IT recruitment course, and she was really fighting with her doubts and gaining the self-confidence. She believed that nobody would hire her. She has not worked as a recruiter before, but now she is a technical recruiter and doing pretty well. And we are so proud of her. So it doesn't matter what background you come from. You can be a stewardess. We've had a case with a stewardess, an office manager, a shop manager, or an English teacher. It doesn't matter, because technical competence is not something you learn at university. This is so new and this is so unique. And now the market is really starving for technical recruiters. And tada, Ekaterina, finally, if you're still in the chat, say hello to everyone. I just wanted to explain who are the teachers of the course. And it's not only about recruitment, right? So with this course, we brought together two worlds, the world of recruitment and the representative, and the world of IT candidates, which is represented by Katerina. Katerina is a lead software engineer. We met ages ago when I had hunted her. That was the back in Jose Valim fuck up times, because I was hiring Elixir developers and I convinced Ekaterina to switch from Ruby to Elixir. And that's how we met. And we've done a lot of great things together, including sharing knowledge and helping recruiters become more tech savvy. So Ekaterina was so inspired by the course, by teaching, that she actually started a PhD program this year about computer and human interaction, about education, software as well. And this is not only about technical world, programmers world, but she's also learning a lot about data science and human and computer interaction. So this is half. We're doing I'm doing about how to find and how to like engage and close the deal, and she's talking about the software development overall and how do you understand programmers, what programmers expect from you, and about the programming languages, frameworks, and the technology overall. So we combine these two words together, me, myself, and I. Again, I'm the recruiter of the year, and also I have a black belt in sourcing, so we teach sourcing as well in our first part. And together with IT talent team, we have trained 170 recruiters so far. I'm really, really proud to see how fast they're growing in their career. And that's not it. It's not just the two teachers, but we actually involve a lot of IT people. Believe me or not, if I say, make a post in my social media channels and say, guys, can someone please come to speak with us, with our students at a live in Instagram? I have a queue of IT people who want to come and talk to you. And that's how we want to show that there is nothing to be afraid of, because they are human beings as well. And believe me or not, they love teaching. They also need to have some ego boost, right? They also need to get some feedback. So they are happy to come to our closed Instagram account and share their experience. They talk about their role, about their career path, and also, which is priceless, they talk about their expectations from IT recruiters. They're talking about what they want to hear from the IT recruiters. So what's the impression and what they want to hear. So we have a closed account with a library of live videos already, and we are going to invite even more guys to speak for our students during the course. And believe me, you will learn to understand the humor of IT people as well. And we don't want to talk boring things during the technical competence course. We really want to add a little humor into this. So we will be using pictures like this so you understand it better and you have a lot of fun, not only work hard. So the outcome of the technical competence part of the course will be to basically, you will understand the IT terms, you will know how to Google them, how to find all this information. You will understand the roadmap, the products you are building, how software products are actually built. You'll understand how the teams are built, how the processes are built, what's the difference between frameworks, languages, and like all sort of technology. And of course, you will gain a lot of confidence to speak to candidates, to write messages, to actually step up at meetups like I did. You will get a lot of confidence because you will learn to speak the same language with your team, your management, and your candidates. And ta-da, we will pack up a suitcase of knowledge for you. And we have built an IT knowledge base about all the roles, seniority, all different areas, security support, DevOps, system administration, different types of testers. You will really take this roles under the loop in really small details. And as a help to structure the knowledge, we will be giving you IT mind maps away, so you can pack it up your toolkit and use it on daily basis at your work when you become you start recruiting IT professionals. And of course, it's worth mentioning that you will be also a part of professional community of IT specialists, IT recruiters, and you will be having a chance to socialize with your colleagues and come up with your questions so everybody can help you. Actually, community is a really good thing. It's really helping you to grow faster, right? And as a result of the course, we're giving you a great certificate in Estonia. It's already well known, and you can actually show the whole world your competence, and you can post it in LinkedIn, in social media. And basically, our students are grabbed right after the course and get IT recruitment jobs in cool companies as soon as they post it. And we are, of course, if you need help in finding a job, we are also giving you a hand. Or if you are enjoying your job, you will definitely get a promotion when you finalize. What else? A gamification system. Our students know how much fun it is to compete in our courses. So we have two types of competitions. First, you're competing with yourself, because when you watch the videos in time and pass assessments, you get bonus videos and pro level videos. So they are definitely worth winning. So you compete with yourself, right? Your competition is in the mirror. And then you compete with others as well, because each group, actually, when we launch a group, we actually raffle a prize worth of 1,700 euros as a next step of our course. And you can join it for free if you get maximum points for your homeworks. And there are little tricks how to earn more points, but I will tell you all about it as we start. So we have a whole gamification system to help you go through this course, have a lot of fun, compete with others, and enjoy coping with this challenge and going through the transformation. Now, let me show you Maris. This is our student who came to study with us in January when she was a recruiter at LHV Bank. And basically, she took the IT recruiter course, and she won the course. She won the first part of the course. Then she got the second course. Then she won the second course, and she got the third course for free. But that's not the best thing about winning twice. By the way, you can win actually several times, and you can just keep studying for free. But that's not the best thing. She started as a recruiter. And within the 6 months after the 3 courses of our recruitment learning path, she became promoted as IT HR partner. And of course, she couldn't be more thankful to us for helping her go through this transformation. She used to actually be a store manager, a clothing store manager before she actually joined the bank and started recruiting. But we really helped her to move on with her career and get promoted. So IT HR partner just within 6 months. I'm totally proud of Maris and all of our students who go from this transformation and grow in their career much faster. When I look at this kind of posts, I feel that I'm doing something right. It's really rewarding. So about our course, we basically have two different plans. One is Curious Mind, where you can just watch the videos. You get all the takeaways like recruiter mind maps, you get the IT knowledge base, of course, and all the checklists and manuals and everything. But what you don't get is you can't really take part in the competition and compete with yourself or with others and get all the bonuses. You can't get the feedback to your homeworks. But if you go for the second option and technical competence, you get everything. You get educational models, all the takeaway materials, knowledge base, mind maps, works, practical homeworks. We give you a lot of detailed feedback for your homeworks. And of course, you get the community to the group. And believe me, we're having a lot of fun in Facebook groups when we launch courses, because you get to socialize with your colleagues and speed up your growth with the help of community. And then we have live Q&A session webinars with teachers who help you and answer all your questions and challenge you even more, and live Instagram sessions with the specialists. What haven't I pointed out? Of course, you get all the access to the premium pro videos as bonus points when you actually using in the right tempo and doing everything in time. And you have a chance to win on the free course and continue learning with us. The next course is our advanced course when we teach you to use automation and raise your productivity, and teach you to use robots when sourcing. Of course, you can, in both plans, you can have access to watching the videos for a while. And this is all yours, but of course you get to get the maximum from the course when you go for a technical competence plan. And here are the rates for both plans. That's what we usually charge for these both plans. It's a whole huge package, believe me, as something you will learn for months, and you will learn so much with this month with us. And once again, these are the prices for these rates, and you can actually go on our website, and my colleagues will actually now share the link as well to this course with you, and you can sign up, register for this course right away, because we will start soon. And honestly, we already have half group filled, because technical competence is a part of our IT recruiter course. So a lot of IT recruiter students are actually now looking forward to starting learning the technical competence. And that's not everything, that's not it, but believe me, what I would like to slow down and point out to you right now, that education is actually the best investment nowadays, because you invest in yourself. The more you learn, the more you earn. I have invested a lot into the trainings of myself and my team, and I can see how much I'm getting back from this. This is the best investment ever I've done. But you're especially lucky if your company is paying for your training, because you get it for free, but then you top up with your own investment, your most precious resource, your time, and you double up with this investment. And believe me, education, learning, knowledge, this is something you can always take with you, no matter where you work. If you change the company, if you change your job, if you change your country, it fits in your head. So by investing in education, you are investing in yourself, and you're super lucky if your employer is paying for that, and your employer is basically very lucky, because they will also reward from this as well. By the way, here are the IT recruiters' salaries, at least on Estonian market. Let me know if it's different in your country. These are netto numbers, so after tax, the more you learn, the more you earn, right? The more technical competence you know, the more you earn as well. And in Estonia, good technical recruiters earn as much as good programmers, and they are really, really, in demand because all IT companies are struggling right now, right? So it's worth investing into the courses. And by the way, I don't know what the agency rates are on your market, but in Estonia, it's 15 to 20% from the annual gross salary. So remember this when you go to your employer and ask to pay for your training, you can use this as an argument because you can invest like 1,500 instead of paying an agency. And during the course, we can fill at least one role. Together, we will help you with that. And of course, your employer will definitely benefit from this. And as I said, a lot of other companies already made a good investment, and Maris comes from LHV. LHV is definitely happy with the results. Good. And tada, as promised, we're launching the sales, and today we have a special price for you for both these plans. And if you register right now or during the next couple of days, you will get this special price for our course. But you need to be quick because we don't have many places left. We are doing the small groups. And what you need to do to get the prize is to register. Use this link. You will receive the link by email if you're watching us in recording. But starting from today, for 3 days, if you actually register and you get our invoice, you can take time to pay the invoice. I totally understand that business might actually take longer. But if you register and get the invoice within 3 days, you will be able to get this super great price. And going back to agency rates, we as agency get paid something between 6 and 8,000 euros in average. That's in average. We sometimes get even higher rates, right? Plus VAT. And this is such a good investment for your business owners if you learn to do it yourself and you don't need to use agencies. And the payment methods, you can pay for the course in the pool. If you're in Estonia and you're unemployed right now, we can help you understand what funds there are. There's unemployment insurance fund, and there are European funds who cover your studies. So you can contact us for this information. We will explain. Of course, your company could make a great investment, or that could be paid in installments. And for that, you need to contact us and we will explain how to organize that. So I understand that's a big sum of money if you're a private person, but you can break it into parts. That's no problem. So if you need support to pay for the course, especially if you are in Estonia, you're unemployed, we can give you a hand here. We know what funds are actually covering the courses. So you are welcome to contact us and we will guide you. And how to reserve your spot. My colleague says we have 10 spots left only. You can go register, use this link or the link in your email and reserve a spot for yourself because we will kick off pretty soon and you might miss a chance to grow faster this year, get promoted and get a higher salary. If you miss it out, the next launch will be in a few months, not earlier than February, I suppose. So don't miss it out. So we talked about what and why. And I promised to share how with you. I totally get it. It's hard to take so much information in one go. So now, it took me years to understand how to learn this faster. Believe me, I spent a lot of time actually finding out how. I'm happy to share it with you. Remember, I started from the books. But the problem was I'm a little older person than my team. I love reading books, and it turned out they don't. Not everyone loves reading books, so I faced another challenge when I started teaching my team technical competence. I started looking for a methodology. I gave them books they were not reading. It was hard for them. So I was really looking for a methodology, and believe me or not, I even took a course on how to produce an educational product myself to learn this. So I found out another secret formula of how to learn technical competence. And if you ever think about how to learn, how to go faster, ask yourself a question: why? Why do you need it? When you find out the answer for that, the how answer will be found much faster. And especially if you're a lead and you are thinking about how to train your team, you can also start with delivering the answer to the question why to them. And you can learn a technical competence by being curious, taking more steps to learn the terms that you come across. Okay, you can fake it, but then you go Google it, right? And don't be afraid to ask questions. Nobody dies, Don't be afraid of that. Come on, you are recruiters. You should be really confident. And of course, structure your knowledge. So try to put everything on the right shelf for yourself in your head and try to understand what's the cycle, which is the right connection for everything. So create the structure of your knowledge in your head and find a go-to person. If you're working with IT people, well, find someone who has the competence and who has the patience for you, right? Ask them questions. Don't forget to feed them back. Oh, give them sometimes some ego boosts. They love it. So don't forget to feed them back and ask them questions. Come on, find yourself a go-to person. And of course, learn to research. This is the most important thing that we are teaching in our course, to research terms, to understand what the terms mean. And I'm going to share some life hacks with you, how to do that. Well, first, if I don't know something, I go to research in Google and Wikipedia. I'm the old-fashioned girl. But there is also a very good platform called Glossary Tech. And as you are recruiters, you might be using Chrome extension. So Glossary Tech also has a Chrome extension. Look at this. This Glossary Tech Chrome extension is opened in my LinkedIn. And Anton, actually, he allowed me to use him as, a good example for recruiters. But basically, this Glossary Tech extensions highlights the technical words and explains. If you click on that, it explains what it means. So when you're a beginner, have this installed in your Chrome, and when you open LinkedIn profiles, it will help you to learn, right? But Google everything. Google as our best friend. And structure knowledge. By the way, this is SDLC, remember? Software Development Lifecycle. This is the mind map, a piece of mind map that we are giving away to our students that helps you to structure software development lifecycle phases and gives you explanation which role belongs to which phase. So we are structuring everything. We're helping you to learn this way. And let me remind you that the formula is, if you want to become the top IT recruiter, you need to understand, care, and share. And as a result, you definitely will be earning more. You will be earning as much as programmers, and you will get promoted. So learn to understand, care, and share. And you don't need to spend 8 years for that. You could just invest 1 month of your time, get some help from your employer, or make this investment in yourself. and spend 1 month with us, and we will give you the knowledge, the structure, and toolkit to take away. We will help you to get to the next level of your career and take you to the result. I really want to see a post you make on LinkedIn where you get your first IT recruitment job or where you get promoted. And that's what my result, my success will look like. And I'm sure that you will definitely succeed because we give a lot of feedback during the course. We really support. We have online meetings alongside from the videos. We actually are doing a lot of practical tasks to make the knowledge stick with our students. We give homework assignments. You will need to go through the software development lifecycle yourself and learn to understand your project and your team much better. You will need to work with your go-to person. So you will need, you will learn about your project and your team like your 5 fingertips, right? And of course, you will be networking because community accelerates your growth. We had a funny case actually in our course. One student had headhunted another student. So our student got her first IT recruitment job actually in our course because another student had hunted her. So that's what you need community for, right? Sharing is caring. And of course, you will have a lot of opportunities to ask questions and you will definitely get answers. And you know, I even have some companies who ask me already, when is your next course graduating? Do you have some juniors we could employ? So we get a lot of questions from business because there are so few technical recruiters on the market and everybody wants to hire them. And nobody is teaching them, no schools, no university. So we are teaching unique competencies. And remember, you have to be quick making the decision to get the good price. The main thing, you get registered, we invoice you. We're quite good at invoicing, you know, we do it fast. And then your company has more time to actually pay the bill, or you have more time to pay the bill, but you need to get registered within 3 days. Find the link to the registration on the website, in the chat, or in your mail. If you're watching a recording, that's how you can get registered. And you might think like, oh, yeah, I wish that's so interesting, but I don't have time for it, Julia. I'm so busy. Well, believe me, it's all about setting priorities, right? If you spend time on learning, you'll save way more time later on. And by the way, if you work in recruitment, we will be basically doing your job. We'll be searching for candidates together, right, to fill your roles. So you might, as a result, fill a vacancy or 2 in your company after the course. So you can find this time, believe me. And of course, the juniors might think that I'm not sure I can handle this, is too hard. But hey, a stewardess could do it. Being English teacher could do it. Everybody can do it in the right environment, and you have the right place and all the support you need to get to your results. Don't worry. We know we've been there. We haven't been born as technical recruiters. We know how to handle your stress and support you. You can do it. And of course, as I promised, this is my biggest life hack. And what I realized after I overcame my own fears, what I realized is that the best source for information, for learning technical competence faster, are your candidates, your own candidates. You just have to learn to listen more and talk. And believe me, they are eager to teach you. You can just say, you know what? I haven't hired for this role before. Can you please educate me? They love educated. They love sharing knowledge. Just give them the ego boost. Thank them. Give them feedback. And don't be afraid of asking questions and asking them, hey, I admit I don't understand. Can you please educate me? So this is the fastest way to become technically competent. give it a try. Well, thank you very much for listening to me. I love talking about my job. Thank you for your patience. And you've been amazing. Now, open up your camera, your computer, and try to find our Instagram account. That's where you can get your present. So just take this screenshot, and this is where your present is. You can find our Instagram account, IT Talent Estonia, and send the secret word to us. And the secret word for your gift is tech savvy. Please send it to our direct. Here's Kermit, my little friend, is telling you the secret word tech savvy. So you can get a great gift, which is a test for your competence and your skills as a recruiter, not only technical skills, but also sourcing skills and automation skills. So just find us in Instagram and send the question tech savvy in direct. We'll be happy to share the test with you. Okay. Right. So now I will go to the chat and see if you still have some questions. Red heels, you want to know about my red shoes? Okay. This is, I'll try to explain, when you want to become a go-to person, you want them to remember you by something, right? So you have to come up with a sticky image. So my red shoes are my sticky image. So everybody knows that when I'm on the stage, I'm wearing red shoes. They might not remember my name, but they would think, oh, this girl with the red shoes. Remember? Yes. So my red shoes are my sticky image, and they are the ones who keep me self-confident on stage, right? So you can choose some sticky image for yourself as well, something you will be remembered for. And when someone thinks about finding a new job, they will think, aha, this girl with the red shoes, or this great recruiter who understands, cares, and shares. I'm going to go find out and ask for help. So becoming a go-to person helps you really well. Who is a go-to person? Do you understand this? Well, imagine if you have a toothache, you have your dentist, right? We girls all have our hairdresser. We have our cosmetician. So we all have our go-to person. And of course, we can always think about this go-to persons when something happens to us. So this red shoes help me to become the go-to person. I got a question if this course is going to be in Russian. This time we are launching it in English, and believe me, if you want to be in IT recruitment, that would be really good for you to learn. But we've had students who are not very confident at their English, and with our course, they actually got 2 results. They became tech savvy, and they started, being really fluent in English. So you can get both of this. Next year, I might be thinking about creating the course in Russian, but not this year. So now it's going to be in English, but believe me, if you're not confident, you can always reply in Russian or Estonian. That's no big deal. But if you're studying English, it will help you to get more confident. And when you in IT, you will need to have English skills, right? What are other? Yes, it's harder than a year ago. I totally agree. So my colleagues tell me that I am talking too much about what I love. Technical recruitment is really my passion. And of course, teaching is also a great pleasure. But thank you so much for listening to me, and sign up for our webinars. I'm sure this is not the last one. And come join our course, and we will teach you to be tech savvy, to be top IT recruiter, to earn as much as programmer. We will teach you to understand, care, and share. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of the day and ping me in LinkedIn if you have any questions. And of course, please feed me back. Okay? Bye-bye.